Welcome back to the Ales Up podcast. This is season 2, if you're counting. My podcast where these chumps join in and give their shit takes, and I give the hot ones.
I'm glad Jordan's keeping up this ruse of that it is his podcast.
This man didn't come up with the idea, didn't come up with the name, didn't come up with the logo. He just comes out here every other week and gives out some stupid takes, and then now it's his podcast. So
I just bring the sad part. I bring the humor, and I bring the small penis.
Yes.
Well, we do know that for sure. So, what are we doing today, Kenny?
We're going over the football schedule, and we're going to hear Jordan talk about how much we're going to win by, and then you and I are going to give actual direct analysis of the schedule.
That's fair. That's 100% sure. Every game's going to be win by a million. So, yeah, we'll just...
I like a zip.
Jordan can also go through UK's schedule, too, and talk about how much we're going to lose by.
God.
A zillion.
That's another hour and a half video right there. I will go ahead and say this. This is going to be what our podcast kind of format is from here on out. We'll do the online, so you can still listen to it on Spotify, but most of the videos are going to look like this. We will be tweaking some things to make it look and sound better, but it's a work in progress. As we said all season long last year. So yeah, we'll dive right on into it. 2025 Louisville football schedule. First game. Let's hear from you, Jordan. EKU. How much do we win by?
And Jordan, we're going to this game, right?
We're going to win by a million.
Jordan, you're going to be with me.
We know Zach won't be there because it's not what he considers a good game.
No.
And he doesn't go to games that aren't good games. So, we'll be in attendance.
First game of the season's always a good game. It doesn't matter. That's a given. I've gone to every first game since I've met you.
Oh, but you hear that? Is that but he's met you, but he's not going to meet you at the game.
Oh no. I can't be seen with you. It's actually just Jordan. Kenny, as you know, the last time I came back to Louisville, I will see you. I don't mind being seen out in public with you. It's more just Jordan, honestly.
That's fair. Since
I know.
Jordan,
I'm ashamed being public with someone that was much better.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves, Jordan. Before we get into EKU, when we had last talked to everybody, Zach kind of gave us an update on his life. You have an update on your life that we need to talk about.
Update alert.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network.
Update alert.
Holy shit. I moved. I bought a home. First home buy, so pretty exciting stuff. Moved out of Louisville. I know Kenny's sad to see me go, but I'll be back. I'll be around. I'll be at the games.
I'm not sad about the whole situation at all. I'm actually frustrated and mad about it because for months I got so much shit from you about, you're moving out of Louisville, you're doing this, you're doing that, blah, blah, blah. And then literally a month after I leave, you're like, well, I'm moving out to the middle of nowhere. At least I had a good reason to move to the middle of nowhere. You just did it for fun.
Well, it's been fun.
I'm not saying it hasn't, but I got so much crap when we have it on video or audio, whatever the heck it was. But yeah, you gave me so much crap for it, and then you just decided to. But anyway, EKU, how much do we win by?
I mean, it's a given. This should be a handed win. I think we win by 3 touchdowns, and that's being generous to them.
We're only going to win by 3 touchdowns. Hold on a second. Of all the games this year.
Oh, so now I'm not saying enough.
EKU's the strap game.
EKU is the wrong game that we need to worry about.
I
I think
mean,
we win pretty handed.
Jordan,
I really
EKU
would like to
finished
see Colin
81st.
Murphy.
EKU finished 81st in defense in the FCS last year. You think we're only beating them by 3 touchdowns, or is their offense that much better than our defense?
Miller
I
Moss.
think you misheard me. I said 30 touchdowns.
Okay. Now we're better. So we got a final score?
No, what do you all?
I think this
Oh,
one goes
final
without
score?
saying.
You got a final score?
I got to think on it. I want to hear your alls before I make my decision.
Yeah, I got us winning 59-7.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like
15.
I like
Yeah,
that.
The 7 points is coming somewhere midway through the third or beginning late fourth quarter when we have all the backups in and we're kind of experimenting with packages. Deuce Adams going to see a little bit of time during this game. This is the perfect time to kind of highlight him and see what he looks like even against an FCS defense, but it still doesn't give teams a great opportunity to see what he does so that they can't offer him a lot of money in the NIL portal next year to get him to leave Louisville before he has a chance to start here.
That's fair. I was gonna say 48-7, so I'm really not that far off. And the only reason I say 48 is like I think we kind of like obviously take the foot off the gas and play a defensively offense or however you want to like say it, and we just run which we'll have to go to like some of our lower backs because if you're up by that much, I wouldn't see Duke Watson or Isaac Brown getting that many touches. So we just run the ball, kill off clock. So
I think I'm gonna
This,
go-
is, this is where Isaac Brown's Heisman
Chase.
Trophy opportunity starts.
he's probably gonna be mad because I felt like he was kind of slighted for. I mean, yeah, he was second team All American, but come on,
The campaign starts in 2 weeks.
The campaign definitely does start in 2 weeks because he is going to put on a clinic, and that's the thing is like looking at a little ahead for what we're going to talk about. Not a lot of these defenses do I see like stopping the run, and if that's and if you do stop the run, then that's where Miller Moss and Bell and we have these weapons on the offensive side. You have to kind of stop both to be able to beat us, or we put up a lot of points.
Yep, I agree with that. I mean, the biggest question mark, our biggest question marks are going to come down to, and that's something where we could have talked about beforehand, but we can also just highlight why we think that things win the way they will as we get to the end of the season. The biggest thing is, there's been a lot of movement on the offensive line during spring practices, and we got to figure out, we got to pray that the offensive line that, kind of lines up most consistently is the one that we want going against SMU, Clemson, Miami, et cetera, et cetera. So we need the offensive line to hold up and make sure, other than center, there's going to be moving pieces. So we got to make sure that Isaac Brown and Duke Watson have running lanes. We got to make sure there's enough time for Miller Moss to throw the football. We have seen if he doesn't have time, that's where you find yourself getting benched at USC and having to enter the portal. So, I mean, we'll see what that looks like. And then obviously on the defensive end, we're worried about defensive line, what life looks like after Ashton Gelati and a major pass rush, and maybe that will actually work more into Ron English's favor. But the secondary has to step up. There's a lot of pieces on secondary that have some question marks that we don't know what it's going to look like. So, and that kind of brings me into game 2 against James Madison. If we want to go into, I guess, the same format. I mean, Jordan, if you want to give your thoughts first. James Madison, at least to me, is a team that scares me. That'll be the one where we pass EKU, and then we really find out what this team. I hate being the guy that's like, we're going to find out who we are against James Madison, but we're going to find out what this team is against James Madison on a Friday night in September.
I would have to agree. I think James Madison could be a sneaky good team. I still think, obviously, we're the better team. I think we should win. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as handed as we do against EKU. I still think we can pull out, maybe a 14-point win there. Hopefully more. Hopefully I'm wrong. Really, like you said, there's a lot of question marks around some of these units, and I can't really speak matter-of-factly on how I think they're going to pan out. But I hope I hope I'm wrong and we beat the tar out of them. But I say a 14-point win. Like you said, it could be one of those teams.
Score for EKU.
I tried to say it, but for some reason, I think mine got mixed in with what you all were talking. But I said 69-7. I took your score and built off of it.
We like that. So James Madison.
So James Madison. I think this year we're gonna score a lot in general. Again, question marks around the defense. We'll see what happens there. But I think we probably, I'm gonna say 38-24.
I like that a lot. Mine is very similar to that. So JMU, their starting quarterback is Matthew Sluka. If that name sounds familiar to you at all, he was the UNLV quarterback last year.
What is it?
That's
Sluka.
right.
Yeah. He was the one that went 5-0 with UNLV and then left due to them not paying him in NIL.
What a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on time. So he's the starting quarterback for JMU, and they also have a running back from North Texas that was a 1,000-yard back last year. So whereas I do agree with you that we are going to put up some points, I do think JMU is going to try. If they have a chance of beating us, it is going to be controlling the ground game. It's going to be testing our defense early because Matthew Sluka can move. I think his name is Ayo Adaye is the running back. He obviously has some wheels. I still think we put up over 30. I got us winning 34-20.
I agree with that, and I think it's like the second time we've brought up the defense, and I honestly, my big question for that is like, this has got to be the big like Ron English like test year, right? Like if our
JMU is a better team than some of the teams in the ACC right now, and I hate to say that.
No, I agree with that. I mean,
JMU is going to be a tougher opponent than some of the teams that we're going to be going through.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. I mean, like Pitt and Virginia are like it depends on which team you get. Like one week they play well, one week they don't, and at least James Madison kind of is like a little bit more, good all around and like good. Consistently. But like that's my question is like this has to be a big test for Ron English. Like this season, like if he doesn't, in my opinion, if he doesn't get the defense together, because you got to think like how many great players has he had, and then even like some of them like Mason Reiger leaving, and like we lost a few to transfer, like to the transfer portal, but we also like. That it's the defense has been such a struggle when in my question and like I question like how because like we've had so many good players with like Quincy Riley and just like and Ashton Gelati and I'm just like man like what's going on that I feel like progressively every single year our defense has gotten worse. So I do think that's going to be a huge testament. I do, luckily, like I said earlier, our offense is going to score points, and that's what's going to keep us in every single game that we play this year. I say we probably win. It'll probably be like, I kind of want to say like 31-24. I think we win by a touchdown. Maybe we go up by a touchdown or two, but I'd say we stick to about around the 7-ish points against James Madison, but I luckily feel like that'll be like the punch in the gut that we kind of need, like having that nail biter so early and having the nail biter at home and against a team that's not in the ACC and that we quote unquote should beat. But I do think that we win by about like I said, anywhere from like 1 to 2 touchdowns. Jordan.
Yep. He's still catching up. Dial up out there in that part of Kentucky is still on its way.
I remember when I had AOL. We're about to hear You've Got Mail.
Shut the hell up.
This Wi-Fi just reconnected.
So we're 2-0. I don't think that's a big like crazy, obviously, thought. So I feel like we are being
I will say,
and
if I have to break in, let's say there's a world in where we do lose to James Madison, how quickly do things unravel?
oh, very
You wanna talk
quickly,
about that?
very
You wanna
quickly.
talk about that?
No,
Okay, we're
no.
just gonna get on.
Only
We
when
can that into
yeah, that's a
You
big
guys
no
look,
go.
when you look at the coaches poll, we're 29th in the coaches poll, and James Madison is only 9 spots behind us. So I mean, according to the coaches, we're pretty evenly matched.
It means we're gonna score 9 more touchdowns than them.
There we go. There he is.
I was starting to think that old Webster, Kentucky was making you feel soft.
I gotta come in soft and then hit you with the hard ones. You know what I mean? Like,
Just like your wife.
I can't just go fireworks.
I was gonna say just like his Wi-Fi because it keeps on cutting in and out. We're gonna have to get you something, bud.
Have you ever heard of HughesNet? That's all I get out here.
No,
Nope. I don't
never.
know that a lot of people.
never. And what's the population
It's
of
not-
of your town?
17. Well, there's probably more goats in that town than there is people.
No idea.
You have no idea what the population is? We're about to find out.
No, I have
Yeah,
not
you
the
haven't even
slightest
looked it
clue.
up? You drinking that mud?
Yeah, that was the first thing I looked up. Was how many people?
Oh, there's so many people in this freaking town. Webster. Oh, hold on. What's the county?
It's Breckenridge County.
Breckenridge County? All right, hold on.
Yeah. So while he's looking that up,
Yeah, why he's thinking
Bowling Green?
Oh, there's not a lot of people, but you almost have double the amount of people.
Let's talk about a team that we actually might put up 9 touchdowns on, and that's Bowling Green.
More like 90.
Yeah, I think we blow them out. I'm thinking
Why is that?
like
Give me some
we're,
analysis. Give me some
we're dropping a
analysis.
70 bomb on them.
I don't know anything about Bowling Green. Up until I was 17, I thought Bowling Green. I thought it was in Kentucky, and my math teacher in high school went to go be their like defensive line coach or something like that. I don't even know, and he was like Bowling Green. I was like, oh, at least you're staying in Kentucky, and he was like, no, it's in Ohio, and I felt stupid, so I've just never cared about the school since. Fuck you, Bowling Green. I hope we win 73-2. No.
70 to 7.
That would mean they would get a safety, and I don't like that. So 30. Sorry, I'll give you an extra point.
Okay.
Bowling Green.
Well,
I mean, if you think about it, we're scoring 70. A safety isn't outside of the realm because there'll be several backups in at that point.
That's fair. But if you're down by 70, are you still playing your starting core?
don't y'all miss that noise?
I do. We got a quick side note. Well, and I think this is Bowling Green's an easy dub for us. So I think we should just move on to Pitt.
Well, let me tell you a little bit
Yeah,
about
let's
Bowling Green real quick.
do the-
Bowling Green is missing 15 of their top 18 defenders and total tackles from last year's team.
Heck yeah.
We're going to put up a ton of points on them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more along the lines of this is the Isaac Brown Duke Watson game. It's going to be like,
Both of them rush for 150.
I think it's going to be like 49 to 13.
That's fair.
That's closer than I'm saying.
What are you drinking, Kenny?
So I brought an old one out. They brought this out a couple times, but King Cake from Highwire. It's an imperial stout brewed with coffee, chocolate, vanilla, lactose, cinnamon, and pecans.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds fine.
I am drinking a garage beer because I am burning up in my garage. Like you can see the sweat on me. It's so bad. I gotta rework this garage.
You know, sounds delicious.
What?
He's gonna say a Cardinal.
Oh, it's 1798.
No.
1798.
It's a.
That's all I'm gonna call them. They're like, "What would you like?" When they ask me for a beer, and we've had 13,000 in the purple lot before we walk inside. I'm gonna be like, "Give me a 1798."
Hey.
Oh my.
I'm like, okay, let's
No,
go.
it's gonna be the it's
Yeah.
Jeffrey Brown.
You are literally cutting in and out, and it's horrible. This is bad
I know,
podcasting.
yeah, I know. I realize that because y'all keep talking over me, so I imagine my shit's going in and out.
That has nothing to do with it, brother.
No, it doesn't.
It's-
You're clipping. We got quiet because you were clipping.
It's the 98 AOL you have.
Anyways, tell me about the Jeff Brom revenge game.
The Jeff Brom revenge game. We're going to go into Pittsburgh after having lost to them in a shithole rainy ass game the last time we went there and kick the fucking shit out of them all up and down that field. I think Brahms is this and we're going to go home 4-0. You don't need the points from me because it's going to be an ugly, big-ass fucking score.
Zach, I'm interested to hear, before I get into mine, I want to hear what you think about that because I am thinking the exact opposite. I do think, now, spoiler, we are going to win this game, but I am not as high on the ass kickery that Jordan's on.
I mean, we have kind of always said, like, or we've kind of always played bad at Pitt. They're just one of those teams that somehow, like, for some reason, we just can't get over.
We play bad at Pitt. We
Yeah.
always play bad in college.
Yeah.
One of those where we can't do well in the Northeast.
Yeah, and so I think that tradition continues. I do think that we win by 14 points, maybe 21. Like we can win by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I feel like that's pretty easy just with our offense. It's just the defense has to step up, and I feel like I'm gonna sound like a broken record this entire video because I'm just gonna constantly say that because, like, seriously, I mean, it comes down to defense, and that's what's gonna make or break us in every single one of these games.
Yep, no, I agree. And you got to think, like, they came into our house last year, and outside of, things would have got more interesting had they not thrown a goal line pick in Eli. Is it Hofstein? Whatever it is. Great quarterback. I'm butchering his name, but without him going out with a concussion, whatever protocol it was, that game might have been a little bit closer than it was. We absolutely kicked their ass last year.
Yeah.
In Louisville, and you got to think they were bringing a lot of guys back. Holstein is one of those guys that's coming back. They got an All-American running back. And they got a coach that, like Jeff Brom, when you think of Jeff Brom, you think offense. When you think Pat Narduzzi, you think defense. That guy puts kids in the NFL, especially on the defensive line.
Yeah.
I think this one kind of comes down to, and obviously they are figuring things out as a program. We historically don't do well at Pitt. They're going to be coming off a bye week. I know it's early in the season, but they are going to be coming off a bye week. We have one a little earlier. We're going to be playing, 3 what you would consider cupcake teams. JMU is probably not getting the recognition that they deserve because, that historically there's just not one of those teams. But I do think we go into Pittsburgh and lay a little bit of an egg. And it's going to sound weird when I say the score because you would think 30 points is not laying an egg, but I do think that we win 31-27. And it's going to be a nail biter.
I back that, and I'm very, very happy that this isn't like the game after Miami, which
we're gonna get to that one because there's a game coming up after Miami that I'm not. It's not gonna be a fun time.
And if it's the one if it's the one I'm thinking about, at least
That's
it's
the
at
Jeff
home.
Brom game. Spoiler alert: Jeff Brom game.
Now I don't know who you're talking about. Are you talking about? We'll get to it, but
Get to it.
I'm curious to see.
Holy shit, I
So
cut
we're
out.
4-0. So you got to think. Let's paint the picture. It's 4-0. We got bourbon on the banks in Frankfort, Kentucky. We got the Corn Maze Beer Fest up in Columbus with 450 North. But then there's some football being played in Louisville, Kentucky, where we welcome Virginia into our home on October 4th. Now, this is another team that we don't play well against on the road. And that kind of shows, last time we went there in 2023, we won on a walk-off touchdown.
We're not playing on the
20.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you. So we got Virginia coming into our house. We're going to be 4-0. Jordan, fire off some takes.
This one worries me. I was leading into that too. Even at home, I'm a little nervous. Like you said, 4-0, pressure mounting. You're looking towards Miami the following week. I don't think it's going to be an easy win. I think we win. I think we squeak one out by 10 points, say 30 to 20 maybe. I'm nervous about that one. I think this could be one of those Jeff Brom, drops the ball. Everyone says he has one every year. I think it's going to get ugly, but we pull out the win.
That's fair. I mean, I think this is the one before Miami as well. So are we looking ahead to a game?
That's what I said. Yeah.
My week 4.
Cut out, but I cut out, but yeah, I think we're looking towards Miami, and we may trip up.
I feel like that's not really a thing though that like we historically do, and or Jeff Brom historically does, where we drop one before the big game. I was about to say it's him. Like he's fine. He's like, all right, well let's go out and show the team. Let's play this game, and then we'll worry about that one. And then he goes and wins that one, and then we drop one. And I think it's exactly what happens here. I think we win probably about 31-21, 31-24, something like that. Maybe like a 7-10 spread on us. I think we start off 5-0, and we go into the Miami game, both teams undefeated.
Yeah, I got a little bit wider margin, but I don't think that the score there's a lot of games where the score is close, but it doesn't feel that way. But I think this one gets away, but it doesn't. It feels like we kind of like rocked them to sleep almost. I got us at 31-17, but it's only because Virginia has one of the worst offensive lines in the entire country, perhaps. I think that our defense will keep them off the field. I do think that we'll put up some points, and that kind of continues the theme. Going into the Miami game, we're going to be talking about as one of the top offenses in the country. Although we're not playing these big key names, but at least in every score that I think we've all put up, we've all got us scoring 30 plus points in the first 5 games, which would be huge for this team. You think that really puts Jeff Rahman on the map as a offensive. It really shows off how much of an offensive mastermind he is, even against you play who's on the schedule. You're putting up 30 points a game, even with the question marks that we do have about this team. I will take 30 points a game at this point. A little over 30 points a game at this point. But then we really play some football. We're 5-0. We're taking a week off. We're taking a trip to Miami.
Pause.
Before we get into that game, what is Louisville ranked going into this Miami game if we're 5-0?
Well, first of all, let's take a look at both teams. So we'll go and we're not going to go. We obviously don't know Miami that well, but we can kind of make some guesses about what they will look like coming into that game as well. So let's take a look at Miami.
They don't play Florida till later in the year, right?
Miami opens up the season against Notre Dame.
Oof.
They played Notre Dame, Bethune-Cookman, South Florida, Florida, and Florida State before us.
Oh.
Florida too?
Florida.
That game.
I mean, they'll drag Florida State, but.
So we're
Miami could be ranked number 1.
We're at least hoping they're 4-1 going into that game. If they're 5-0, this is
number 1 in the country.
So we got to think this might be game day going into that. And I'm going to let you all talk
This
about
might
that.
be.
Which really sucks because it's not not at home.
Yes. I'm going to pull up the
It might
games
be
on
the
that
number
day.
one
You can
versus
have a
number
chance.
10.
What do you say?
It could be number one versus. I said this might be like a number one versus a number 10.
It will not be a number one.
It's not even going to be close.
It will no. They will not be number one even if they start 5-0.
Against those teams?
Well, all right. Well, think about this. Think about this, okay? The first game of one of the first game of the seasons is going to be Ohio State and Texas.
Yes.
Whoever wins that will be probably start 5-0.
Going to be up there too.
Yeah, I was about to say Penn State will still be 5-0. One of Texas or Ohio State will be 5-0. Like they'll be. I think that especially if they're 5-0, they'll definitely be in the top 5. And still be a huge thing for Louisville. I still think
season ranked 10.
I still think at best we are 18th, 19th at best. You gotta think about the disgrace and the audacity that they have for Louisville. We could play Texas right before that. We'd still only get bumped up to 22nd in the nation.
Yeah, I do think so. Here's the thought. I think it's going to take us 3 weeks to get ranked, and that depends on if Boise, Tennessee, Texas Tech, ISU, Ole Miss, and what IU do. Because every single year, at least 2 of the teams that are ranked in the top 10 aren't ranked at all by the end of the year. And that's been a trend over the last 3 years. At least one of those teams haven't been ranked at all. But looking at this, in all honesty, Miami actually might be that team that might not be ranked at all. And that's no offense to Miami. Just looking at the schedule, because there's a chance, they lose to Notre Dame. Florida's 15th, and then they lose to us. That's 3 losses in 6 weeks. So it just there's a lot of variables that go along with it. But not to get.
But they're a hell of a team though. They could also go 5-0 for sure, or they could lose to Notre Dame and Florida, or Notre Dame and Florida State, or all 3 of them and us.
Like I said, let's imagine that they're at least 4-1 going into this game. If they're 5-0, they're a top 5 team. It's definitely a top 20 matchup.
Yeah.
I do think we're somewhere in the top 20 for that, and that's why while we wait for what Jordan has to say, I'm gonna find who else plays that week.
But with that being said, though, to me, I kind of disagree with you. I don't think we jump in the top 25 unless there's something crazy in the top 25 that happens, where quite a few players our teams lose. I don't see us getting in the top 25 probably until week 5.
No, I think we'd be in there in 3 weeks. There's a lot of parity that would happen those first 3 weeks, and I think we'll be in there.
You beat James Madison handedly. You could be in the top 25.
What?
Now here is the thing that I did mess up, and everyone's probably like killing us right now when they will listen back to this. We play on a Friday against Miami. We're not going to be College game day, but we will be, like, looking at this schedule, we're going to be the most anticipated matchup of that entire week. SMU Clemson will probably be College game day on Saturday.
That's fair. I can't see the dates on here. The only one
I'm looking at it right now. We play that Friday. The rest of the games on Saturday. I mean, there's some okay match. I mean, on paper, so SMU Clemson are going to play. Ole Miss and Georgia are going to play. Ole Miss and Georgia might take that because the ESPN loves SEC.
Loves them.
Who else plays? Texas Tech and Arizona State. You got Tennessee and Alabama. And that kind of wraps it up.
I just think we personally get shafted on a lot of. Whenever it comes to the top 25, we get shafted a lot. And it doesn't matter what we do. I think that they will always rank us lower than they really should.
All right, Jordan. Miami on a Friday. We are the show.
Miami on a Friday.
ESPN. Who wins and
In
why?
Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
It's going to be
You
A
like
good
that, Zach?
game, a fun game to watch, a stressful game to watch. I think Louisville. I've been arguing with myself on this one game. I personally think that this is the one game, and I hate to jump ahead, that this is the one and sole game that Louisville could lose more than any other. I think Louisville pulls out a win in a very close matchup, and we win by a field goal at the end of the game. I think it's going to be a fun one. Like I said, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be hectic. But I think we pull it out by the hair of our ass and win by 3. Tell me what you think about that.
Zach, you want to go?
31-28.
I actually think the opposite. I think that we actually win this game. I think this is going to be a Jeff Brom game that he goes into he goes into the opponent's house. He wants to win. He does everything he has to win, and I think we win by honestly 2 touchdowns. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump to the next game, and I think that.
Don't jump because
Okay.
I think we're going to share the same. I think
All
we're
right.
going to share the same thing. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, I'd probably say honestly. I mean, I think they'll put up some numbers. I think it'll be like 35-21. But I think that it'll be like we pull away towards the end, and like it's like too late. Maybe like end of third quarter touchdowns. Like it's tied 21-21. We get too late, and we just kind of stop them. I do surprisingly think we win.
If we beat them by 2 touchdowns, then Louisville Clemson, imagine that game, the hype around it. But
Well, you gotta
I hate to
think-
jump ahead. Go ahead, Kenny.
So you got to think like
You got 3 games in between it though.
let's put everything together. Carson Beck is not Cam Moore.
No.
Now we don't know if, in my opinion, and I don't know what you all think about it. I don't think Miller Moss is Tyler Shuck. I don't think he'll be as good. I think Tyler Shuck is a better quarterback than the previous quarterback and our current quarterback. But that's also because
See, I think Miller Moss. I think Miller Moss can be though.
and no injuries. Tyler Shuck should have been a starting quarterback in the NFL 3 years ago, or at least been somewhere in the NFL like 3 years ago. So you should be good at that age.
I
Right?
disagree slightly.
So,
Just slightly.
but I'm just saying, I do think that Tyler Shuck's production. I think that Miller Moss has a lot to live up to. I think talent-wise. So here's where I vary. Miller Moss doesn't have a great arm like Tyler Shuck did. Miller Moss is all about accuracy and placements on the field, and he's got great wide receivers to be able to make that happen. And Colin Lacey, Chris Bell, and you got some good transfers that are coming in as well. But getting back to it, they don't have an Xavier Restrepo this year. They do have some transfers that came in from some top schools. They weren't necessarily the worst defense in the ACC, but you could tell even by last year's game they put up a bunch of points. They give up a bunch of points, and I think that trend is going to continue for Miami as well. And I think that's something that could catch up to us as well. We're going to put up a ton of points, and it's up to our defense to make stops to allow us to control the game the way that we want to do things. What I think we're going to lean on this year, I think it's going to be kind of similar to the same way we went into Miami the last time we went into Miami. I don't think Mario Cristobal's a great in-game coach. I think the guy can recruit his ass off, but I can't think that he can coach to save his life. So fortunately for us, he doesn't have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft coming in this year, and I think we win 38-27. And it's a game that we dominate the entire time, but it will get interesting late.
I agree with that.
Because this is the Jeff Brom game. He'll bring out those gadget plays. He's got the game circled. He hates that he lost to Miami last year. And then we've already had some spoilers and some things coming up, kind of giving away what's going to happen. I will start with the very next game. Zach, you can go after me, and then we'll hear from Jordan, because the Jeff Brom game happens October 25th against Boston College.
So I'm actually torn, and I keep on going back and forth. And the only reason I'm back and forth with this is because Boston College is at home. If Boston College was at BC, I think for sure that would be the Jeff Brom game, and we're losing that. That we don't have a fucking fighting chance. But I'm kind of torn. Like it's either gonna be Boston College or Virginia Tech that we lose to. And I
but I am going. What, Jordan?
I said Virginia Tech is decent. They're better than Boston College. Boston College is shit.
Guess what? Pittsburgh 2 years ago wasn't decent, and Stanford last year wasn't decent.
That's fair.
We're going to continue that trend until Jeff Brom proves me wrong. We're losing to Boston College. We're either losing to Miami and beating Boston College, or we're beating Miami and losing Boston College. Unfortunately, I have us losing a clunker that we shouldn't lose. We're going to leave Cardinal Stadium pissed off. If there's one game that's going to happen, it's going to be this. I know you got us. I know that every year you think we're going to go undefeated, but Jeff Brom, from the time he's been at Purdue to the time he's been here, has there always been one game that kills him every single year that he should not lose? Yes or no?
Yep.
Was that from you, Zach, or was that from Jordan?
No, that was for me. That was for me.
Jordan, would you agree that Jeff Brom has a clunker every year that we lose that we shouldn't lose?
And he's got to break it. I hope this is the year that he breaks it.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but until then, I have to follow the trends. We get that big game against Miami. We're going to be in the top 15 of the country, and then we're going to do some stupid shit that we should never do. We're going to lose, and it's going to drop us. We're almost out of the top 25, and then we're going to take care of business again at Virginia Tech. But I'll get to my side of that story afterwards. But I have us losing something dumb, and it's going to be like 28-24. We're just not going to show up offensively because we it's all the effort, time, and energy that went into the Miami game prep, and we're going to do something dumb. It's going to be 28-24 BC. Go ahead, guys. I know that made Jordan upset, but go ahead.
I think just for difference sake. All right, I'm going to talk since he sounds like a robot. I think that we win at Boston College. I'm going to say just for difference sake that we lose Virginia Tech. And I think it's going to be a very weird. I think it's going to be like a kick in the gut, but it's going to be like perfect time to lose at Virginia Tech away, and then have Cal and Clemson back to back at home.
Jordan, go ahead. How much we beat Boston College?
You guys are fucking pussies.
And
Louisville is going to beat dog shit out of Boston College. Isaac Brown's going to have a 200-yard rushing game that game.
Okay. How much did he have?
And then we go to Virginia Tech.
How much did he?
I think that's where we struggle.
How well did we do against Pittsburgh 2 years ago?
I think we beat the shit out of Boston College, and then we go into Virginia Tech with a little bit of struggles, but still win by 10. Boston College are going to beat by 21.
Okay, so you got us at 7-0 then after Virginia Tech?
No.
All right, well, any analysis, or is this just like feels?
nothing. He just feels it.
Do you even know who the quarterback is of either team?
I feel it in my plums.
Okay.
All right. Well, so 6-1, 7-0. That's realistically where we sit right now, going into Cal. Or I guess, no, it would be. You said Virginia Tech.
I'll tell you right now, so go Virginia Tech. Just talking about the Virginia Tech game. Not. I don't want to keep glossing over games, but what killed us last year was a dual threat quarterback, and guess what Virginia Tech has?
Yeah.
Dual threat quarterback. So this is a chance where it's one of those things where we lose to Boston College. It's gonna get very interesting in that game, because I think this is gonna be one of those games where, if my opinion is correct, and we do end up losing to Boston College, which I hope we don't do. Like I said, I don't want us to do that. I want us to win every single game.
Same.
But which game is going to be the Jeff Brom game? And I'm thinking about that big emotional game, and then you drop one afterwards. Virginia Tech is going to be one where I think Virginia Tech goes up early, and we start wavering as a fan base, and everyone's talking on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it now, and everybody's calling out, Ron English and things of that nature, and then I think we come back in the second half and beat them. It'll be something to the tune of like, 35-31 type thing, 35-30.
I think it's fair.
But you all both that. So Jordan has us beating Virginia Tech. Zach, you have us losing. So how do you think that plays out?
How do I think that it plays out?
Yep.
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think that we're going to be riding a high from being 7-0, and there's got to be the one Jeff Brom game, and I think that's going to be it because you go 7-0.
At that point, if we beat Miami and then go in and beat Boston College, we've got to be top 12.
I would venture to say so, and then
that's at the same time that the college football playoff rankings come out, and then we're doing play clunker.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And that's the thing. It's like every single time we break the top 20, top 15, where we drop one. And it seems like it's been every year. And that was even before Brom, but Brom also did that with his, with Purdue and, so I do think that I really hope. I mean, realistically, let's be honest. I hope we go 12-0. I hope there's not even a fucking close game, and we win by 21 every single game. But realistically, if we look at history and history repeating itself, Boston College or Virginia Tech probably is going to be a trap game if history repeats itself and we win at Miami. I think if we lose Miami, we get pissed and then we beat both Boston College and Virginia Tech. I'm not saying that we can't beat them. I'm just saying that we'll end up beating ourselves at one of them. Probably, in my opinion, it'll be Virginia Tech. Nothing, Jordan.
I like that at all. Jordan seems to be quiet. Jordan didn't do any homework before doing this.
And I agree with the dual threat quarterback too.
Jordan didn't see everybody by 100.
No, I agree with Zach. I think we beat Boston College, but I think Virginia Tech's one we could stumble on, but I still think we win that game. I know it sounds daring that I'm taking all these wins, but somebody's got to say it. That takes us into the Cal game. Cal comes to Louisville. I don't think Cal's very good either. I think that's an easy win. I think we win by 20 plus in that game. Really nothing more I got to say on that one. If you all want to elaborate on it, I think it's going to suck. My dog's going crazy. He's even mad that you all are taking all these other teams. But I think we go into the Clemson game undefeated, and that's just my take.
I would love to go into the Clemson game undefeated. Nothing would bring me more joy, especially a Friday night game in Louisville. Oh my God, the feeling would be so incredible.
Is going to be electric.
Boogie woogie woogie woogie.
I do think we're gonna beat Cal like 34-13, 34-17.
I agree. I think that's kind of an easy passover. I think we all
say that we thought Clemson. Not Clemson. We thought Stanford. I feel like we had the same conversation. Like now, obviously,
we did.
God, we're not in California. If we were playing in California, we'd actually have to talk about this game. But I think because it's at home, that it's one of those things where we can just okay, this is just another day of the job. This is one of those easy things.
And they're traveling across the United States.
Yes. So it's one of those things where it's just we hope everything's going to go just fine. We're going to win this game. We're going to get past it. We didn't have the same luck against their crosstown rivals. So
no,
but I do think so. So 7-1, 8-0 going into Clemson now. 8-0 electricity. This is an all-timer. Could be this is definitely going to be a top 10 matchup. I think pulling up Clemson real quick and just looking at the team that we're going against. Let's take a look at their schedule real quick. Jordan, what do you think about Clemson this year?
I think they're going to be a great team, great adversary. But again, I don't think you can pull the energy out of the place that's going to be there, especially if it's 8-0 on a Friday night.
Like I think
It's going to be
7-1,
picture
7-1 on a Friday night. We're still top 20, top close to the top 15.
regardless, it's going to be picturesque. It's going to be one of those nights where you just feel the energy. The players feel it. Jeff feels it. It's going to be magical. And I
this
think
is 8 o'clock on a Friday night. Are you just going to come straight from work to the tailgate?
I don't know yet. I will be at the game 100%, but
I've already
I might have
requested
to-
off, so
I honestly thought about taking that day off too, so I may just take the whole day off and just make it an all-day drinking event. I think that we win 28-14.
And go against Clemson.
what?
Yeah, I mean they should be scared because I'm gonna storm the field and rip somebody's helmet off and kill somebody with it.
Are we meeting at the Cardinal? Are we doing what they do and we're just going to meet at the Cardinal?
Yes, we'll meet at the Cardinal. I'm taking Louisville 28-14.
Okay, you jumped the gun a little bit. Clemson plays LSU week 1. But if they get past LSU, the real test before they play us is SMU on October 18th, which is that day after we play Miami. So I think Clemson comes into that game with 1 or no losses as well. So we're 7-1, 8-0 matchup. You got us winning. What is that? Why are we going to win by that much?
Because I feel it in my plums.
I hate that you don't do any homework.
Jeff Braun, like you said, history repeats itself. We beat the shit out of them in Death Valley. If we can beat the shit out of them in Death Valley, I think we beat the extra shit out of them at home on a Friday night when it's fucking crazy.
Okay.
Crowd's going to play a major factor. It's going to be fun, man.
This will be the one time I agree with Jordan on this podcast ever. I think that Jeff Brom has Dabo's number the same way that he had Ohio State. He had Ryan Day's number at Ohio State. And I think that we made a statement last year of what that's going to look like. I think that we have a similar offensive output, but I do think this is more of a classic shootout than the way that we just physically dominated Clemson. I think that the way they're going to prepare for this game is that they're not going to just allow themselves to be just physically outdone at just every single roll. If I had to put a number on it, first number that really comes to head, I'm thinking 30-21, Louisville.
I'd say I'm going to say 31-28. I think it's a little bit closer.
I know I said a shootout and only gets Clemson 20 points, but I think it's going to be one of those games where both teams are controlling the ball, but I think the defense is step up.
I think this is going to be they're going to give us a heart attack in this game. I think they go up. We go up early, and then Clemson kind of claws their way back in. And I'm with you. I agree with I would agree with Jordan. I think the electricity in the whole stadium is going to be the big factor, and I think it's going to come down where Clemson has the ball and they could possibly tie it up and or take the lead, and which that fucking place goes nuts. So I do think we win, and I think we are 9-1 leaving that game.
Yeah, which would put us in the front seat of the ACC, especially if Clemson beats SMU earlier on in the year.
Yeah.
With Miami kind of struggling early on, the way that we're kind of imagining the potential of Miami to struggle early on in the year, that may put us in the front seat of the ACC, and then you have the opportunity to win the ACC the next week at SMU, which, if we're playing spoiler, I think I know what Jordan's prediction is going to be, so I'm more interested in what you and I are going to say, and we lost Jordan.
Oh, we lost Jordan.
He's
I'm-
gonna have us winning both these games.
I was about to say it's gonna be weird for a minute because you're split between the two parts of the screen where I have you all. Um, so I'm assuming he's gonna join back in. Um, that's a good question, and honestly, um, SMU's one of those teams that I feel like I've been kind of reading more about other teams that we play earlier on in the year, and I haven't done a lot of uh, scouting on them. So I really do not know like anything about them. I don't know who they brought back or who they've gotten. Um,
Talk about
so
SMU.
yeah, so I really
Their head coach is fiery. They still have Kevin Jennings, who gave us a hell of a lot of trouble.
yeah.
Going into things. Now with Jordan back in, now he's on my left side on my laptop. Is that messing up things?
Yes. Hold on.
Of course it did.
Sorry.
Oh my God! Back up. Hold on.
Shut up! You're so loud.
God. I just want you to know. Yeah, because I turned you down. I just want you to know I have yours like the smallest it can go almost, and Kenny's is all the way turned up.
Yeah.
Just that's how loud you are. Hold on, let me try to fix this. You guys are swapped, but let me see actually if I can. Can I move you all?
Jordan messed up the pod.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, I got to figure out my setup here with the
Jordan,
internet.
did you do any research while you were gone?
No, there.
Jordan, do you know the quarterback for SMU?
Jennings.
What's his first name? Nationality.
I can't remember.
You really did mess the entire podcast up, Jordan. Like now it's just literally a picture of Kenny on the right side. And so Jordan, you might not even be in the rest of the podcast. So
He's got a face for podcasting. He's finally got a face for podcasting. Good job.
anyway, so
Well, we already told everyone that you said we're beating SMU before you've even said it.
Who, me?
Yes. Uh-oh, is there
This is
something
the
different?
game. I think. This is the game that I think is the heart attack game. We beat all these other teams. We go to SMU, and SMU might have our number. I mean, that was a disgrace of a loss last year. At my wedding, ruined the day. Ruined the day.
It really did. I almost didn't even go to your wedding.
Yep, I was there at the
Yeah.
game. Anything I felt.
Anyways, I think I
We can move to Webster.
still think we win. I think we win, but I think we win by a single point. 31-30.
So you really do think we're just going to go undefeated?
I told you he does. So, I have bad news. I don't think we're winning this game.
I think we could lose this game.
I don't think we're winning this game. I think this is more along the lines of a 31-28, 31-30 on the opposite side of things. I think we have trouble with we have trouble with dual threat quarterbacks. If it's anything like the way Zach is precursor to the Virginia Tech game, maybe we get by Virginia Tech, but I think SMU is a much better team. And Kevin Jennings, if he has his way that he had last year, now obviously we had some really bad breakdowns on communication with defense, and it's what led Ron English to actually have to move down to the field to call plays.
That was the dumbest thing.
To call plays. It's one of those things where I think SMU just gets us again, and it's one of those things where unfortunately we dropped the ball there, but we finish second in the ACC and gets us
Going
into
to the ACC championship. I agree with that. I think I think we honestly finished 10-2 for the entire game or for the entire season. I think we dropped to like Virginia Tech and SMU. Um, it'll be weird. We'll lose to two small teams or one of the bigger teams would being Clemson and Miami, and then one small team and beat the other. But I think that we literally, I think 10-2 is where we sit at the end of the year. And I also do agree that either way, I think we finish second in the ACC, and we go back to the ACC championship. And hopefully, we actually show up to the ACC championship, unlike Plummer's poor mistake.
Yep. So, Jordan, are you there or are you frozen?
I'm here.
You're frozen.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. That works. So, you guys beating SMU. Now, I think, so Zach, you already got us going. So, how much are we beating Kentucky by? Because I'll let Jordan go last on this one. I love his Kentucky takes. So,
I think we fucking put a stomp on them, especially if we lose to SMU. I think we literally put 40, 50 points up, and they put maybe 14 to 20. Like Kentucky usually has like one or two players, and it hurts me to say it, but they always have like one or two players, and I'm like, oh man, that's a good player. I kind of wish we would have had him. But something we haven't talked on the podcast at all about this game. They ain't got the big dog anymore. So that time.
They look over across that sideline and you see the big dog wearing red and black.
Yeah, so that time in my eyes is kind of over. Because, I mean, you think about it, they always do have, like I said, one, maybe two players that I'm like, damn, I wish he would have came to Louisville instead of Kentucky. So I do think that we are mad at the SMU game. They don't have anybody, and they're going to be fucking hurt because they've won 3-4 games tops at that point, and they just get fucking smoked by us.
Yep, I think Maxwell Harrison's not lining up at corner. Deion Walker's not lining up at defensive tackle. J.J. Weaver is not, lining up on the D-line. I honestly can't name a player from Kentucky. I don't want to do the KSR thing where I just downplay everybody that's on the team I don't like and pretend like they haven't done anything.
Well, Louisville won't even know who the big dog
is.
They
haven't done anything in the SEC since the inception of the conference. We're beating this team 37-14, and that's being nice.
I agree with that.
Now Jordan's gonna tell everybody we're winning 69-0.
69,000-0. Please don't yell it.
Fucking big dog. You let that big dog eat. It's gonna be 52-10. Louisville gonna fucking beat that ass all up and down the field. 12-0. We're going to the fucking playoffs. You fucking heard it here first, baby.
I think we all gotta agree here. Like, here's the first question, and then I will make a statement about it. How weird is it gonna be that we play basketball before we play them at football?
It's so weird. I fucking hate it.
Because you gotta think, we played them in basketball the same week we played Clemson in football.
I know. I really wish that, like,
up 30 points in basketball, and then we're gonna fucking beat the shit out of Clemson. That's gonna be a good week.
What I'm gonna love is if we beat them in basketball, I don't think their fans are going to show up to the football game. I don't think we'll see a Kentucky fan at the football game. If they beat us in basketball, they'll show up so they can talk to us about basketball at the football game.
Yeah.
Because that's what they usually do. I have a spicy take. I don't think more than 100 UK fans show up if we beat them in basketball.
No, I agree with that. It'll be the lowest. And they always try to do, like, buy tickets and, like, go to our game. And then if they get beat in basketball, they're not fucking coming. All right, so
the excuses.
So
Jordan has 12-0.
Okay, and we have
more reasonable podcast hosts have us at 10-2.
Well, special guests because this is Jordan's podcast. We're just
There's a lot of talk.
weekly special guests.
There's a lot of talk about being reasonable on this podcast, and I've had a lot of takes that have won me money that haven't yielded money in my pocket yet. You know.
Jordan, you've also lost a lot of bets too.
Uh,
You don't like to talk about that.
nah, never
You
lost.
lost money earlier last year.
I'm talking about bets between us. Friendly
I know
bets.
you lost a bet to me last year.
This season, I am keeping track of every bet because I know for a fact that I've won a couple bets against you and I ain't seen nothing either. So
What's crazy is that the only reason I'm going to lose the bet is because the Saints are so trash that they made Derek Carr retire.
You won bets again too.
you.
I never made a bet with you and fucking not paid up.
This is why Zach needs to keep track.
This year we're keeping track. I'm keeping track of everything.
What
And
bet
I,
did
and,
I
I,
pay you
and
on?
I don't think that it was actually for money. I think it was like for something stupid that we never even like talked about ever again. But I do
You guys
remember.
know what you're talking
I
about.
do remember it was like halfway through last season though. I do remember that. And I don't know if it was on the podcast or if it was just through our text messages, but I do remember it. And
You know what?
And like I said-
we made a bet on a podcast and you lost, and I never got a video game.
I got
Oh,
you.
you do.
That is-
You do owe him a copy of Madden.
I got you this year.
Oh, video.
Madden just
But
came out.
Cody, we're not just talking maybes or you thought or making it up. That was a legit bet. Just
No,
like a legit bet on the
And I just said I had you. What?
with Kenny. And as soon as Tyler Shuck makes that first pass in the NFL, he owes me 50.
Yeah, Tyler Shucks looked like ass this year, though. He's only going to play because everybody else is just as bad.
That's fair. That offensive line though does not do him any justice. I will say that.
Really bad. They're so bad that Arch Manning might go back to school next year.
Carter.
Side note.
The answer is
All right. Side note. Jordan, you keep on cutting in and out, so we're just gonna end it here. This is the
Actually, no, Zach. One real quick. I know you want to. I know this is about the Louisville schedule, but I want to see what type of man Jordan is. Will you do a double or nothing with me on the Tyler Shuck bet?
what's the bet? It depends on the bet.
Let's bet that the Steelers will win less than 9 games this year.
Hey, that internet cutting out real good right now,
Let me
isn't it?
look at the schedule.
No.
Let me look at the schedule.
The
Hold on.
Steelers are
Right now.
perpetually
I'll put it right now.
9-8. Do it. Zach, you got time for him to pull up the schedule?
Hold on.
Pull it up.
Hold on.
I'm waiting.
I hate to make a bet and then lose $50 since that's the only one that's actually going to get paid out in this fucking podcast.
Bro, I literally just told you a minute ago that I would get you.
You
And
said
then-
the Steelers going to win the division.
Huh?
How
They're
are
only-
they going to win the division if they
they're
don't
only-
win more than 9 games?
They're only going to win 6 games, but they're going to win the division. Bro, every year I hear you, Super Bowl, baby!
Well, the reason is,
Steelers!
Zach, the first 3 weeks, they could start 3-0. They play the Jets, Seahawks, and Patriots.
Ah, fuck off.
You
The
don't hear that.
Patriots are going to win that one.
Hell, the Steelers should start 4-1.
Drake made legacy game, calling it.
The Steelers should
Diggs,
start 4-1.
Diggs has 140 yards.
The Steelers should be 4-1 to start the year. You're taking so long.
I was going to say, bro, it's not that hard. You don't have
play the
to.
Browns twice. You're gonna get 2 wins there,
I think we win 9 games.
huh?
I said I think we literally win 9 games.
But how you gonna
So-
win the division? Go 9-8
We were gonna say we were gonna win the division, unless I was being
every
facetious.
year. Every year. Anyways, will you double or nothing?
If you give me 8.5, yeah.
No, I said 9 or less.
No,
You gotta win
no,
10.
I'm good. I want
Damn.
8.5.
No faith.
Half.
Wow.
No faith in your own
Are
team.
you gonna win 9 games?
What?
Do what?
Are the Patriots gonna win 9 games?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Here, how about we do? Hear about this? What's the what's
You would nothing your bet on that?
What?
You want a double or nothing your bet on that?
On 9 games?
For the Patriots?
What's the over under on the Patriots right now?
I'm looking it up.
I was about to say because
They are set at oh wow, it's at 8.5.
8.5.
There you
There you go. It's not, that's not a bad bet.
I double it.
So then Jordan, we'll do this. Let's do a double or nothing. How about we'll do
Right.
Steelers over under, Raiders over under. Raiders are 6.5.
What's the Steelers?
8.5. No, they're 8.5. They're always 8.5. The Steelers are 8.5.
It should be called the Pittsburgh 8.5.
Do what?
So you'll give
Fine.
me
I'll give
8.5.
for the sake of the bet, I'll give you 8.5. But if the Raiders go over 6.5, I win the bet.
So just to clarify, the Patriots were 7.5, right?
No, 8.5.
8.5. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, I'm fine with that. I 9 games.
Pause. So if the Steelers win 9, but
Hold on. Stop. All right, we are getting way off track on this. This is a Louisville scheduled video. We can talk about this in the you just keep on cutting in and out, bud. I can't hear it, and it's making for a very, very bad podcast. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. L's up. Please watch this season 2 coming out this week / next week in preparation for the first game of the season. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Jordan and Kenny, we're going to have a good year, I think. So everybody, go Cards.
Woo!